Hello, it's your financial friend Maggie. Welcome to the Inside Out Money Podcast. Happy New Year, Liz.
Happy New Year, Maggie.
Happy New Year.
For all anxiety.
For old acquaintance be forgot. That should be our goal this year, to make sure every podcast you and I do this year has us singing in it.
I accept that goal.
Yeah, we probably had like a 50% success rate last year, but let's set the goal. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about goals.
So if you're like, where am I and what's going on? You have the pleasure right now of being at the Inside Out Money Podcast. This is a personal finance podcast focused on redefining wealth from the inside out. Each week, I speak with a rotating set of co-hosts about a different financial topic to help you improve your financial mindset and tactics. And today, we've got co-host Liz here.
That's me.
Yeah, that's her. And we are going to talk about not like how not to set goals.
Too many knots.
Is that right? Too many knots. How not to set goals.
How not to not mess it up.
Set. Yes, exactly. Right? Everybody talks about how to set goals. We're going to talk about some of the biggest...
We're just going to poke holes in what you're doing.
Some of the biggest fails that will actually stop you from being successful in setting goals.
Exactly.
And by learning what not to do, perhaps you will learn what to do.
Right. You might be listening to this in the future. But
oh, right. In the year 2027.
Yeah.
But it's actually 2026.
Right. This is our first episode of 2026. And it's that time of year that everybody is like, here's what I'm going to do this year. And I don't, there's this like internet cycle of things where people are like, oh, here's my New Year's resolution. I don't do resolutions. I do intentions. Oh, well, I don't do intentions. I do goals. Well, I don't do goals. I do SMART goals. And like, yeah, whatever. So we're here to be part of it.
Instagram is abound with posts about how to reflect upon the past year, how to set goals. I mean, you cannot, and I'm not even complaining about it, honestly. It's like, yeah, so it's not bad content. It's very timely. And I've saved a few posts here and there. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll put some in the show notes, but some of them can be, quite helpful and some of them not. But either way, it is a very timely topic.
Mm-hmm. So we're throwing our 2 cents in the mix. As, by the way, 2 people, okay, what do I want to say?
Who are fairly accomplished? Is that
yeah,
what
I was going to say, yeah, okay, that part's not hard to say.
We're no slugs.
No, we're not. I've set a lot of goals that I have then accomplished, and I think that that's great.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I scroll on the Instagram, I'll see like advice from people. Let's just say I'll see advice from people who are like almost 20 years younger than me, who are like, hey, do you know how to get a job? Here's how I got a job. And I'm like,
they're just babies, I'm not knocking them, but I'm like, in the grand scheme of life, yeah, you're just, I'm like, I'm now like 20, I'm now like twice those people's age.
Right, exactly. Sometimes I'm like, I've gotten like 10 jobs. Like, how to buy a house? I'm like, I've got like 3 houses. Like, I
bought and sold them.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, we have reached some goals and we have accomplished them. And
yes,
especially at the beginning of the year and January, there's all this like online discourse and whatever. Like, if you want to set goals, set goals. I'm personally a huge fan of Groundhog's Day resolutions. I think don't set your goals January 1st. You're cold and you're tired and you're hungover and you don't know what day it is. And just January is a free trial month. This is like something I feel very strongly about. But
by the way, Groundhog Day is February 2nd. I just had to Google it, so I just want to let other people know.
I thought you were telling me. I was like, I
know because you're really into Groundhog Day. I couldn't remember. I just knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't in January, but I couldn't remember which month. I didn't know if it was like March or like, February 2nd, which it is.
Yep. It is February 2nd. I mean, you can choose any.
Yeah.
It's not important that it be Groundhog's Day specifically, although it's kind of
actually like, it's a fun thing. I like your January being like a trial month.
Yeah. Okay, so there's this woman though, and I'm forgetting her name, and she wrote a book, and I really liked it. I'll find it. I'll have Maggie put it in the show notes. The cover was white with blue writing.
Oh, that might help.
And it was about goal. It was like, in my mind, it was kind of a better version of Atomic Habits, but that's just my personal opinion. Anyways, and she said that she gets reached out to all the time this time of year for news segments, wanted to have her come on and do a little like how to set good resolutions kind of thing, because she's someone who studies habits, etc. And she said, yeah, people love to trot out this statistic. And I don't remember the exact number, but something, 70% or 80% of New Year's resolutions fall by the wayside. And she said, what if you flip that around? Every year, millions of us set goals and 20 or 30% of us achieve them. Like, that's pretty incredible.
It's exciting. It's not nothing.
Yeah. And your very first episode was about the fresh start effect. And like the new year is a fresh start effect for sure. So I'm into it.
And you're right. The very first Inside Out Money episode ever was on the fresh start effect, which you can start whenever you want. It doesn't need to be January 1st. Okay, but semi-related, because we got to go down some rabbit holes. Is the person that you can't think of Gretchen Rubin?
No. Oh, sorry.
Is it Katie Milkman? Yeah, I know. That sounded... Katie Milkman! I actually quote her in the episode notes. Did you see that?
No, I missed it.
Yes, look down. It was some of the notes I added.
Oh my gosh, that's magic.
It was about commitment devices. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at us on the same page.
I really like show references. Book Liz really loved, written by a woman.
I just got to work with what you gave me. I was about to describe the
Where
cover,
is
but
it?
now we know it's Katie Milkman.
I know. I'm scrolling here. I'm having a hard
up
time
in the
finding.
middle, under number 6.
Oh, okay.
Next to Accountability Buddy.
Behavioral
scientist
Katie Milkman. Commitment
devices. Look at me.
What's the name of the book?
Look, now you guys have something to look forward to. Oh, yeah. Well, that's like more information if you want to know what book she wrote. It's called How to Change.
Yes.
It is blue and white. The science of getting from where you are to where you want to be. We will put a link in the show notes to it.
I thought it was great. I know that Atomic Habits is sort of the most popular, most widely read book about establishing new habits and changing habits, but I liked her book even more.
I might agree. I also just sort of don't always love I don't know how to describe it. It's sort of like when I when I travel, I don't always want to go to the biggest cities that are the most touristy and popular. I sometimes want to visit the ones that are like almost more quaint and beautiful and like off the beaten path, as one might say.
Got it. She's more of an underground, like indie behavioral scientist.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I just feel like maybe she didn't have the heat behind her that James Clear had on Atomic Habits, and so she just didn't get as much press. But it's a really good book. I agree. And there's a link in the show notes.
She's a good podcast too. Anyways, I like Katie Milkman, and she is the person that sort of these news shows love to like bring on in January and say, tell us about New Year's resolutions. What should people be doing? And I just love the way that she flips it and says, yeah, a lot of us won't achieve our New Year's goals, but a lot of us will. And let's focus on that.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
We're going to punch holes in all your goals. No, we're going to talk about common mistakes that people make when they're setting their financial goals. And then you're going to like bob and weave around them. You're going to like jump up and down and around, and we're going to tell you all the things to watch out for so they don't knock you over.
Exactly. I'm picturing one of those like weighted things that you punch and it pops back up.
Yeah. Or like an obstacle course.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm just imagining everyone with like their elbows out, like ducking and weaving and being great.
Yeah. Wait, am I the one punching? Are you punching or am I punching?
No.
Who's ducking and weaving?
It's nonviolent pretend punching, to be clear.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just, we'll go back and forth. We'll punch at each other. We're each going to take turns punching at some of these.
Amazing.
It's consensual, nonviolent punching.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go.
But it's the kind of year, especially with financial goals. I mean, people set all kinds of goals. I want to learn French or start painting or whatever in January, but tons of I would say financial goals are probably number 2 after health-related goals. Does that seem right? After
I don't know, but I'm going to go with that.
But just instinctively.
Right.
Yeah. We're not scientists, but I would say.
Yes.
People I want to eat more vegetables. I want to get my steps in, and I want to get my money together. So high level, it might be like spend less or save more or hit a retirement savings goal. Maybe it's the first year you're trying to max out your 401k or get out of debt, save an emergency fund, buy a new car, like pre-save for Christmas. If this year was stressful, you might be thinking, I'm going to start setting money aside for Christmas now, getting a down payment on a house, that kind of stuff.
I think career is another. I was just Googling. Career professional goals is another very popular category. Also financial related in many ways.
Related, for sure.
Yes. But you don't want to just say, I want to grow my career.
Exactly.
We'll get into why, but that's quite vague.
I agree. So those are all very good goals. And goals that probably a lot of us have for ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Generally, spend less, save more, or spend less on the things I don't care about, spend more on the things I do care about, that kind of thing. And so as you're formulating your goals, we have 6 or maybe 7. I'm not
6 or we have 6 or 7.
6
Liz is looking at me.
I don't have teenagers.
Sorry, I have 3 teenagers, and they now look at me like I am an idiot that they hate when I make that reference, because the kids don't like it anymore because it's been like overtaken by parents mocking them.
That was fast.
And that's how I love to like really take something that's trending with the teenagers, and then like we take it over.
I like it.
We as
I like
parents,
it. That's good.
Or just any adult, and then they lose interest very quickly.
That's like, do you remember? I think it was, I can't remember which Obama it was, but when asked like what he or she would do if their kids got a tattoo, I think it was Barack Obama who was like, yeah, we tell our kids, that's great. If you want to get a tattoo, like me and your mom we'll get the exact same ones and then we'll have matching tattoos.
I don't remember that, but it sounds like something that they would say. I also was Googling it.
Okay.
Family tattoo. It was Barack, by the way.
Right.
I Googled it.
Good job.
Warned his daughters if they get tattoos, he and his wife will get matching ones on the same place on their bodies.
I like it.
Family tattoos. Yeah. It's a good tip. That's actually that's a more of a commitment than me just mocking what my kids do.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I like, that's serious.
Also, to be clear,
I'm not willing to follow through on that.
I think people should get tattoos if they want tattoos. I believe he was speaking about like like if they were 16 and trying to get a tattoo.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not adults. Okay, anyways.
Yeah, so Liz.
Have some things.
Liz, what's the first common mistake people do?
I think the number one thing that you have to do is you got to know where you're starting. And the mistake is you try to start running your race and you don't know where the finish line or even the start line even is.
Yeah. Or where you are on
or where you
track,
are.
Right?
Or what
or
kind
who
of race
you
it
are.
is.
What your name
Is
is.
it a bike
yeah.
race?
You're not
Is
sure
it
what's going on.
Race?
Yeah.
Is it a car race?
Yes.
So, for example, like, are you tracking?
Is Andrew in the race? Because if Andrew's in the race, we're all going to lose.
You're totally going to lose.
Yeah.
Exactly. Unless it's a race we'll do several things. Take the most shots, spend the most on coffee.
Yeah, true.
Anyways, are you, like, if you have a financial goal, are you already tracking your net worth? Are you already tracking your spending? Very concrete example. If you said, I want to put $10,000 into an emergency savings account this year, but you don't know how much you're earning and spending every month, but like the reality of the situation is right now you only have $500 left over every month, you're not going to be able to hit your goal. That's like a wish goal. That's not a real goal.
Yeah. Well, it's an uninformed goal, right?
Yeah.
Like it's founded in no history. And I mean, I think on history, I think it is worth, I don't think it's worth like harping on the past too much, but I do think it's worth taking a bit of time to reflect on the past when you are setting goals, which is related to knowing where you're starting and knowing your net worth and knowing, if you're reflecting on the past, you're saying, okay, I've been in debt for this many years and I have or haven't, or, this has helped me make progress. This hasn't made me help progress. This hasn't worked for me. And being able to kind of reflect and learn on what has worked for you and what hasn't worked for you and asking yourself some thoughtful questions to really dig into where you want to focus and go in the future, I think is incredibly important. And that's not a like flippant quick thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can be a 30-minute thing, but it's not a 1-minute thing while you're just jotting down some quick goals, right? Or you'll just be way less likely to actually accomplish them. So 100%. I think taking a moment to pause, to look carefully and honestly at what's working and what's not.
Yeah. Look around.
Look around.
How lucky we are to be making goals right now.
Could we sing for each of these 7 items, different songs? Maybe.
Well, it's, shameless plug, but in a couple of weeks from now in your podcast feed, you will find the episode, one of our most popular episodes that we always do of Inside Out Money is when all the co-hosts get together and talk about what they spent in the last year. And I was just starting to get my numbers together today. And tracking my own money is basically my hobby. Like I have a tool, I have a spreadsheet, I have 2 podcasts about personal finance. And I started looking at these numbers and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
How much?
Like, were you surprised by?
Yeah, there were a couple things that were just really surprising to me when I looked at the numbers in aggregate. Like I I knew they made
Yes, and
sense,
totaled them.
but I just hadn't, like, some things were lower, some things were higher. And you have to have that level of awareness. I mean, Maggie and I would say the Inside Out Money co-host vibe, like, we generally say you got to track your expenses. It's a good thing to do all the time. You don't have to do it all the time. Like, you don't have to be like us where you do it all the time. Maybe you do it for 3 months and then you take a break because you just get a sense of what's going on. But
Or you do it for a few years and then you take a break
yeah,
because you realize you're pretty consistent year over year.
right. But the reason I love tracking our spending is because literally every month almost when I look at it, I get surprised because what I have in my head, what I think is the vibe, is there's something that surprises me when I zoom out and look at it.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing is, like, before you start making your set of goals, I would just strongly suggest thinking, like, what's going well, what's not going well, what are my overall objectives, and just pausing and to, again, look around, what kind of race am I in? Where are we?
Yeah.
That's number one. What do you think is Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'll be honest, I was Googling the lyrics to look around right now.
How lucky we are to be alive.
Well, I mean, there's like the Blues Traveler
Oh,
Look Around song.
I was thinking
There's
Hamilton.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, also Hamilton. I hadn't even gotten there yet. Okay, I'm gonna get us back on track, Liz.
Have you ever seen
Liz.
Have you seen the reel that's like I think it's a lady, and I think she's talking about her husband. And it's like,
Did she write a book? Did it have a blue and white cover?
No.
Is it Katie Milkman?
She might feel this way. I don't know. Anyway, she's the headline or something is like, when your husband asks you where his shoes are or something, and it's like, look at where you are. Look at where you started. The fact that you're alive is a miracle.
I don't know if I've seen that, but I've seen a version of those videos.
Oh, it makes me laugh so hard. Like, look where you are. Look where you were.
Yeah, where were you 5 seconds ago when you took your shoes off, right?
Exactly.
Like, yes.
Except that's usually me.
I will often send like Greg or the kids somewhere. They'll be like, "Where's something?" And I describe quite accurately where it is because I know this. It's like I can't remember a lot of things, but I know where everything is like all the time.
Quite accurately.
Quite accurately. And I'll get a, I don't see it. And I'm like, if I have to come over there and I find it, there's going to be consequences and repercussions, which there never are. But I'm always like, could you just look a little harder? Because I know it's there. And 90% of the time, 80%, 70% of the time, I'm right. And every now and then I have to be like, oh, my bad. I moved it, or I left the nail clippers here or something.
Amazing.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Number two.
Is it not being focused on your goals?
Number two is, can we hold one of our goals is to one of our podcast goals has always been to get into the topic faster and cut some of the chit chat till later. We're not always successful at that. Let's move to number two.
I think
we're doing better.
I think we got into it, and then we just go on rabbit holes later. I have zero goal to not go down the rabbit holes, by the way, so if that's something you want me to work on.
Honestly, we get some good feedback.
You're going to need to tell me in my annual review.
Yeah, we're not, there is no annual review, so good job. Well done. Your paycheck's in the mail.
I want to raise. Okay.
So I will give you a 100%.
Perfect. All right, number two, you go.
So number two, a lot of people make their financial goals too ambitious and just unattainable, right? Like they shoot too. I'm big shoot high, but don't shoot too high, right? And so they'll say a no spend for the entire year. Like some people can do that, but that is very extreme, right? And you might not get there, and you might just feel defeated. And it could be way too restrictive, and then you're just going to kind of bail.
You know who talks about this a lot is Haley and Justin on the Price of Avocado Toast.
Oh, yeah.
And specifically, I think at the beginning of 2025, there was this whole rash of no new things for all kinds of different reasons. And just I'm not going to spend any money for the whole year. And it's not a bad idea. Well, I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's not bad in concept. But again, that means the second week you're going to need something for your house and you have to go buy it. And then all of a sudden feel like you're ready to throw your whole plan out the window.
Shot the whole thing. Yeah. And so, I mean, my guidance to people would be just think a little smaller, right? And I think sometimes people think that's like not the spirit of goals, but I just mean, think of setting like a monthly goal, a monthly financial goal, and you might change it up every month, right? You might have a different financial goal every month based on how you're feeling, what you're not doing so great on, where you need to, if you've been eating out too much, whatever it might be, and then you build momentum. And I think those can be much more realistic and still ambitious, but not too ambitious.
I love a monthly goal. It's so fun.
Yeah, I love
like
it.
a little
It can be
monthly
a weekly
challenge,
goal.
and then you'll have to do it for 30 days, and then you get the finish line right away. You don't have to wait 12 months.
Yeah. There's a lot of research that supports the idea that thinking and starting small is where you should go from a goal and habit standpoint, and that, making these small adjustments over time can add up to very big results, much larger results. And that's what I would recommend people focus on versus setting an annual goal when if you've been, spending, I'm just making up numbers, but $100,000 a year, and you want to set a goal to spend $50,000 a year, like that off the bat sounds overly ambitious without knowing more, right? To cut it in half. Perhaps you take 1 month and you just say, I want to cut things down by 10%. And now it's different if you're like having some financial crisis and you've got to make some massive changes. But if you're trying to make improvements, I would just cautious people around being too ambitious.
Well, and this ties back to our first point in that I think a 10 to 15% improvement is a pretty good improvement to aim for, but you can't do that if you don't know what it was already. Like maybe you feel like, oh, I spend, more than I want to on new clothes. Like I want to try buying secondhand more. I want to wear what's in my closet already. If you can look back at last year and know what it was, then you're in a much better position to say, okay, this year I'm going to do 1 no clothes spend month or 3 no clothes spending months, or I'm going to cut back by 10 or 15% versus like no new clothes this year. And then you're going to realize, oh, well, now I got to go to this wedding and now I got to buy something and now I feel like I'm failing already.
Yeah.
That happened to me.
Well, and I mean, on that point of like, when you do fail or fall, which is likely going to happen, like even if you have set something that's overly ambitious, like don't let one failed goal make you quit the entire thing, right? Like pick yourself, what do they say? Like pick yourself up and there's a song opportunity here, but like dust yourself off and try.
Again.
Isn't that try again? Is that Beyonce? Try again.
No,
yeah.
It's
is
it Aaliyah?
It is Aaliyah, and that's impressive that you could state that. You can't remember Katie Milkman, but you can remember
I know.
Aaliyah.
Do you know what's so ridiculous about Katie Milkman? First, I was sitting the whole time we were sitting here. I was like, I swear her name has the word milk in it, and then I was like, that can't be right. Don't say that. That's going to make you.
It's an odd.
I was like, her name has something to do with dairy or cheese.
Should be at least like Milk Woman, Okay. Do you want to talk about this grace point?
Yes. Because actually one of my like toxic trait actually is if I hear or see someone talking about a goal that is like do something every day, I will pull out this thing I read somewhere that was like, hey, like zoom out and give yourself built-in grace. Let me give you a really good example. If you want to work out 3 times a week, instead say, I want to work out 12 times this month. Because I think that math worked 4 times. Yeah. Because that way, if the first week you only go twice, you still have time to make it up later. So
you're motivated to make it up.
Exactly. Like when you and I did I think we did a 30-day meditation challenge together. Instead of saying, I'm going to meditate every day, I said, I'm going to meditate 30 times in the month. So that
which I really liked.
If I miss one, I'm not like, oh, well, whatever, it's the 3rd. I'm just going to give up on the rest of the month. I have more time. So maybe you want to, if you use Monarch Money or whatever tool you use to check in on your finances, I'm going to do it every morning is like not realistic. But if you say, oh, I'm going to do it a couple times a week, great. Or if you want to I know Maggie, you and Greg want to do your money dates and like get more consistent about doing them every month. But instead of saying I'm going to do it every month, say I'm going to do 9 out of 12 months this year so that if I miss one,
honestly, if we did 4 money dates this year, that would be
really?
More than we did. Yeah, because we don't do like formal money dates, but we do like money bites. That's a
money happy
word.
hours.
Like not a date. Yeah, money. Like we, like I'm walking through the living room and he's like asking me about a bunch of things he needs to log in Monarch. And then when he finishes a month, which could be a month later, like he might be wrapping up January and March, not always, but sometimes, he will be like, hey, guess how much we spent in January? And then we have like a little, quick 5-minute conversation. We're not formally doing it, but we're still doing it, I'd say, in real time. But again, back to the like sort of know yourself, right? Like, I know that's not our biggest problem because we are in communication throughout the year. So that's not the money goal I would set, right? I would focus on something else. But I still think your point is a great one.
Do you have any ideas for what you think you want your financial goals to be for?
I do, but let's save that for the end.
Okay. All right. I thought you were going to make me wait until like next week, but I want to hear at the end of this episode. Perfect.
I more have thought, actually, most of my goals next year, which I've been putting some thought to this week. This is the week right before New Year's that we're recording this, and
you're breaking the illusion that it's January, but it's secretly December.
It does take a little bit of time to record these and get them out or to edit them. Anyways, I have been putting some thought. I just spent a couple hours with my brother at a like co-working space that he's a member of, and that just to have some like quiet time. And yeah, I've been thinking a lot about what I want to focus on. Okay. Along the same lines of overly ambitious goals, this is my approach. I will set too many goals. Like, I will literally come up with a list of like 40 things I want to improve upon. I'm just very optimistic, and also I just think things can be done better always. And so I'm always like, ooh, I could do this, but what's the phrase of like, my eyes are bigger than my stomach, right? So I can I always think I can do way more than I can actually do. And so this is similar to the idea of overly ambitious goals, but it's more of like, even if you set small goals, but you have 40 of them, you're just never going to do them. And so I am notorious for this. I set way too many goals that are reasonable in a certain amount of time. And so I think the, solution here is, less is more, right? And what was the thing you said the other day that was like your takeaway from simple is better than optimized?
Oh, yeah.
I think you said.
Simple is better than optimized.
So just focusing on simplicity, right? Like, you can still have some stretch additional goals. Like, you can have your list of 40 goals, but why don't you pick 5 that are going to be the top 5, right? Pick a reasonable number. And if you're just killing it at all those, you can start to add more and build upon them. But I would encourage people to not try to set too many things because, there's also like the whole big frog concept and, eat the big frog early in the morning. I don't know if that even is relevant at this point.
That metaphor.
And who would eat a frog anyways?
It's so gross. I know it's gross on purpose, but yes. Well, the idea is that you want to eat the frog first so you don't have to think about eating the frog for the rest of the day. Anyways, let's stop talking about eating frogs.
Yeah, I know. Right.
I am with you. Okay. I will just tell you that when I personally make goals, like the little note on my phone that is my Liz's goals for 2026 or whatever year, it's way too many. It's like 20 things, but that's for fun. Like at work, where I actually flex my real goal setting muscles, it's all about prioritization, right? And you have to kind of pick your top 3 objectives for the year and then what you're going to do. And then all these like nice to haves kind of trickle down after that. But I will say I kind of like having too many goals, but I go into it. Such a big yawn. You're like, boring.
I'm so tired. We'll talk about one of my goals this year is sleep, by the way.
That's such a good goal. Okay. I set too many goals, but I go into it thinking, okay, if I do half of this, I'll feel happy. Because my goals are like, I need to get a haircut. I need to roll over my 401k and I want to write a song and I want to like.
Well, that's a to-do list, but yeah. the haircut part, at least.
I haven't had a haircut in like a year and a half.
You're right. So if your goals are smaller and achievable, I think it's, know yourself is an important tip for all goals. But I would say, like, as someone who does the same thing as you, I often lose focus because I have set so many that there's not like 3 that are top of mind that I can remember. I know what I did for last year because I was on vacation with Greg and I did it. And I had this like 2025 sheet. And it had like literally 40 to 50 things written on it. And it was overwhelming. And I never really like went back. I didn't look at it
because you didn't want to, because it didn't feel good.
It was just a lot. Yeah, it wasn't. And I couldn't remember it. It was something I'd have to go look at because I had too many things on it. So I think it's like a yes and of like, yeah, that's great. But that works for you.
When it comes to financial goals too, you can't have too many, right? Because
yes,
you don't want to be like, I'm going to pay off all this debt and I'm going to invest this thing and I'm going to give more to charity and I'm going to do, because you actually literally, you literally have only so many dollars. Your energy is a little bit more, you could theoretically sort of put energy towards multiple things, but you literally only have so many dollars. And picking one or two big things, like one of my goals every year is, and at this point it's almost a non-negotiable, is just maxing out our tax advantage accounts. And that is number one, top of the list. Like before anybody else gets paid, those accounts get paid. And it can't be like that. When you start doing the math, if you have too many financial goals, you're just literally going to run out of money.
Yeah.
And you're not going to feel that satisfied too. I don't want to wade too far down the rabbit hole of the debate about like, should you pay off all your debt first or before you start investing, et cetera, et cetera. But it does feel like there's just emotionally, it's more satisfying. Like if you're trying to save for a down payment for a house and you just put all of your extra savings towards that for 6 months or a year, and that is your big goal, you're going to feel so much happier because you're going to see so much progress versus, if you've got $1,000 left over every month and you go, okay, well, $100 goes towards my house down payment and $100 goes towards maybe I want a new car. And then this goes towards maybe a new vacation and this goes maybe towards investing. It's not going to add up in a way that feels satisfying and good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Good. Okay, number 4. Oh, this is one I think we have all been guilty of. One big vague goal that just tries to do, I'm just going to be better at everything, is a mistake.
Do better.
I'm going to spend less and I'm going to invest more and I'm going to pay off debt and I'm going to give to charity and I'm going to floss every day and I'm also going to become a vegan minimalist and it's going to be great.
Did you read my journal, Liz?
I thought about you when
Did you read my journal circa 10 years ago?
A vegan minimalist who flosses every day.
And who wants to spend less and invest more and pay off debt.
Yeah.
And retire early.
It's too much.
Worked out for me. Actually, just kidding.
Did it work? You're like, I am a vegan.
No, it didn't actually. I'm not failing in some of those aspects. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I always sometimes make fun of SMART goals at work.
I make fun of SMART goals too. And then someone gave me a hard time about making fun of them one time. And I was like, I'm sorry.
I don't even make fun of it. So you got to be able to laugh at stuff. It's not like that serious. It's not that deep, as my kids say. But, SMART goals is just, it's as an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. It's just the idea of that your goals don't even have to be super smart. They could just be a little bit smart, in the sense that they're not so vague, that there is a specificity to it that is not what you just said.
The S covers
most of it.
All of it anyways.
Yeah.
Just, instead of,
you could drop the mark.
I'm going to pay.
Drop the mark.
I am so smart. SMRT. Instead of I want to pay off some debt this year, right? It's I want to pay off $5,000 of debt by July 1st or whatever, by, cutting this expense and putting that money towards something. I don't know. I get, when I literally worked.
Let's talk about debt, baby. Remember we sang that on the debt. So I was just trying to think what song we could sing during this one.
Maggie is to sing as many songs in this episode.
We got to sing a song during every one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Right. And we sang that song during our debt payoff episode that we'll put a link in the show notes to. Let's talk about debt.
Do you have any tracking?
Let's talk about you.
Go into
and
the notes
me.
And click on all the links that you painstakingly.
Sometimes. I don't. I could go look at the tracking on my website. I never have.
I would be very curious.
I mean, every now and then I get a Monarch referral. It might come from the website.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Mostly I get people DMing me, asking me for something that I reference. And I'm like, well, it's in the show notes, but I don't want to sound like a jerk. So I normally go get it for them.
Yeah, I get that. I feel like I feel that way too. I'm like, if you just actually.
But FYI, guys,
email
it's in the show notes. Yeah. It's on the website. Yeah. It's on the website.
I think, can I rabbit hole here for just a moment?
You could do whatever you want.
When I think the first time the framework of SMART goals was presented to me was when I worked at the YMCA when I was 17. And YMCA.
You're just really you're teasing me here. I know. I was like, how do you expect to say YMCA and think I'm not going to start
even work at the YMCA. I just wanted you to know I did.
Wait, what was, sorry, I got distracted. What were you doing at the YMCA?
In our little, staff training, they presented us with the concept of SMART goals. And I feel like some corporate trainer has presented it to me, if not every year, every other year, probably, for the next
Yeah.
20 years after that. And so I kind of just like laugh and roll my eyes because at this point it seems so basic and so obvious. And anyways, I said that to someone one time and they were like, well, that's because you're really privileged and you like have worked in a corporate job and not everybody has access to all. And I was like, I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, I made fun of SMART goals. It's not a bad idea. It's just cliche at this point in my mind.
Yeah, and it's not obvious to everyone because some people do set. I mean, these are common mistakes that people make, which we're going over, right? And so, though we've happened to have we happen to have been in an environment where we've spent more time than we would like to admit in our corporate jobs setting goals and sitting in these meetings, right? So it's just been like drilled into us. It seems so obvious, but it is not obvious to everyone.
Right.
So
yeah. Okay.
Anyways, set those S goals, guys.
This next one is my favorite. This next one is actually the whole reason I wanted to do this episode, so I could say.
Oh, okay. I like it.
I could give you this example. So the mistake is trying to set goals for things that are absolutely not within your control. And this comes up so often in the personal finance space. I see it all the time, especially in this wild, bullish stock market that we've been having over the last couple of years. People set net worth goals and they're like, I want my net worth to be 100,000, 200,000, a million, whatever, 50,000 by the end of the year. And
it's dependent upon...
It's 100% dependent on the stock market. Like you can...
Yeah, like 1% of it might be dependent upon you putting in new savings, but most of it is dependent upon...
it depends on like where you are, right? Like if you're trying to hit a net worth of 5 or 10,000, you have a lot more control over that with your contributions probably than from the market.
But again, your goal wouldn't be that. Your goal would be, I want to put $50,000 into my savings. It would not be, I want to, you know what I mean? You would be more specific.
Yeah, exactly. If the market drops 10%, 20%, you're not going to hit your goal. Even if the market just drops the same amount of whatever contributions you're putting in, you're not going to hit your goal. So a much better way to structure this goal is, here's how much I want to contribute. I want to max out my tax advantage accounts, or I want to invest $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever.
I want to double the size of my emergency fund, right?
Exactly. But a goal that is not within your control. I don't know, the net worth goal... it's fine. I personally have a net worth goal, but it's not for this
I've never had one.
year. Well, you had one when you wanted to retire, right? You wanted your net worth to be enough to retire.
Yeah, I had a number I was comfortable with, but I've never had an annual growth goal for that very reason. Yeah.
Exactly. I have like a goal that I want my net worth to reach, but there's no way that I can be like, and it's going to be by December 31st.
Because there was not a time limit.
There's just no... That's out of your control. And then on the one hand, I don't want you to feel sad when you don't hit it because of something that's out of your control. And on the other hand, like if you're like, well, I did it, then it's also like, okay, but that was because the stock market went up. That was just luck. That was out of your control as well. So
yes.
Yeah. The other, I think, good example here would be getting promoted. So like getting promoted is not within your control, but you can do all kinds of things to help move yourself towards that goal. But it's hard to say, my goal is to get promoted by the end of the year. This is not like a terrible goal to have, but I don't want you to be devastated if that doesn't happen, because maybe, there's not budget for it. Maybe your business doesn't have a need for a senior or whatever you're doing right now. But you can ask your boss to like help you come up with a plan. You can document what all of your successes are. You can ask for feedback. You can ask for a check-in quarterly on how you're progressing.
You can say, I'm going to put together a plan, a thoughtful, intentional plan to ask for a raise with clear points of why it's validated, and I'm going to do research, and because you can't just ask for a raise. Do we do an episode on asking for a raise? I think we have.
I think you did one with...
I did one on Friends on Fire for sure, but I think we've talked about doing one here. I've got a lot of thoughts on it. I know you do too. We should do one this year, but you don't just ask for a raise. You got to have like a whole case, and you got to understand how that actually works at a company, and just a lot. There's a lot that goes into that. But your goal could be, I want to do that this year, right? That could be specific enough, and it's within your control to ask for it.
There's all control to get it, right? You can ask for or prepare or try to grow your own skills, but the promotion, especially, and at most businesses, I think this is true. I try not to say it at most businesses unless I feel like I know that's true. But there has to be a business case for that job, right? Like if you're a manager and you say, I want to be a director, like the business needs a director level person. If they don't need a director level person to be doing whatever you're doing, then
And if that doesn't exist, right?
Exactly.
Even if they do need one, but they don't have the budget for it, right? Like,
Exactly. So that is like one of my big things is choosing goals that are within your control is like how you act at work, what you ask for, you know, how much you contribute into your net worth or whatever. Or even with buying a house, I would say sometimes like, I don't know, that would make me nervous to set that goal to buy a house because a lot of things have to line up, but a much better set of goals in my mind, if you wanted to buy a house, would be I'm going to meet with a realtor. I'm going to set aside my down payment. I'm going to get my financing lined up. I'm going to be a person who goes on Zillow and like starts going to open houses.
yeah.
But if you don't end up buying a house because the right house doesn't come along for you on the market, then I just don't want you to be sad. It's like my whole goal in life.
Thank you. Do you mean me or you mean like all the listeners?
Everyone.
Okay. Well, back to goals though. You got to set realistic goals. You can't control that.
Mm-hmm.
Touche, right?
Yep.
I think you're supposed to say touche, not me, to my own comment. But anyways. Yeah, I am a big believer, and I've said it a few times here. It's not one of our 7 points, but it's sort of like the sub-bullet to all of them is like, know yourself, right? You need to be realistic about what is and is not within your control.
Yeah, the fresh start effect is real. The new year, new me is like not real.
Yes, exactly. Okay, number 6 is a common pitfall. And again, this is one I'm quite guilty of is you set a goal and then you never look at it again. So I think you really, like I wrote down, I literally like a month or two ago, which is in Q4 of 2025, went back to look at what I had created almost like 10 months earlier. I couldn't even find it. I was like, where did I put that? And, you know, I didn't, it wasn't like, it was too big. It was too long. It was too much. And it was not in a location where I was going to easily be able to like look at it on, you know, I didn't pin it up on a wall, you know, so literally think about where you want to put it in a place where you will look at it. If that is physical, if that's a note in your phone, like you mentioned a note on your phone, Liz. So think about where you're literally placing it so you see it. And then also think about how you're going to put a system in place so that you go look at that thing, right? So if it's sitting on your bathroom mirror, you might not need a system. That might be the system. But if it's in your
good system.
Yeah, it is a good system. I remember Justin and Haley again from The Price of Avocado Toast when they were in their big debt payoff journey. I think they had it in their bathroom or they had a huge like thermometer thing they were filling in, and they had it somewhere like super prominent. It might have been in their closet or something.
Oh yeah, people who do the little color in debt payoff thing. I feel sad that when I was paying off like student loans, et cetera, that I never knew that there were fun things to color in because I think I would have really enjoyed that.
It's funny, a shout out to Marcia, who is a neighborhood friend of mine, but listens to the podcast sometimes. And she had AI from a picture of her house make a colored in a brick version of her house that was the same shape and like outline of her actual house, but that was a certain number of bricks of dollar amounts of how long till they paid off their mortgage. And I was like, oh, what a fun way to, you know, do a system for paying off your mortgage.
Did she double check that it was the right number? Because I do feel like
I'm sure. I don't know if she did. I didn't look that hard. I didn't ask exactly how much or how many.
I didn't count the bricks. And you're myself. Like, wait, hey, this is 102 blocks.
I know, right. I'm only like, I barely paid off any of this.
ChatGPT's like, you're right. Thanks for catching that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, ChatGPT is often wrong. Right? They make a lot of mistakes, and then they very quickly apologize for it. But yeah, so think of systems you can put in place. Like it might be as simple as a calendar invite once a week to just give you a nudge to go check that note and look at your goals. It could be an accountability buddy, which we've talked about. So Liz, when I was saying in an expense review that Greg and I wanted to have more frequent expense reviews, you would text me you were texting me like once a week and you were like, have you and Greg had your money date?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, but it helped because I was like, but we will soon. And then we eventually did.
And then I started feeling like a nag and then I stopped. I was like, I'm going to stop bothering.
Well, you weren't a nag, but as soon as we had our one, you quit texting me and we have not since had one.
Okay, I'll start texting you again.
That one's on you.
Okay.
Also, as the behavioral scientist Katie Milkman
I love her.
says, she also, you like her? She calls these things commitment devices, right? So figure out what commitment device is going to work for you.
Can I tell you what system has worked the best for me?
Yes.
It's not very practical, but I started a podcast called Liz Gets Loaded.
That works for you.
And then every couple of months when I'm not sure what I want to talk about that week, I'm like, I'll just review my goals. And then I pull them out and then I do a podcast episode about it.
What's funny is I was like, well, I have a podcast too, but that's not working for me in terms of helping with my goal, to review my goals. But I like it. You actually make it a topic. That's good. I will say having the podcast forces me to do a mid-year expense review and an annual expense review with you guys, which again, it is our most popular episode of the year, the two we do. And it also is quite popular for me personally. Like Greg and I enjoy it because it is a commitment device that forces us at least twice a year to give a thoughtful, intentional review and to like get caught up in Monarch and like if we haven't categorized some things, do all that. So there's another thing I read recently too that I really like. It's like such a simple statement. I was actually reading it in an article that's from Simplicity magazine, which is like a digital publication, but it was all about distraction and the idea of like the opposite of distraction is traction. And it was all about how to gain more traction with things. And one way you gain traction is with things like commitment devices, right? And so, I think the world we live in today, but like this more and more modern world, it is just filled with distractions. It is filled with temptations.
That's so true.
And one of the things that I am focused on, and it is fairly vague, I'll give you that, but is I want more traction in 2026, right? I want less distraction and I want more traction. And some of that's on fun stuff too, and relaxing and reading books and just all sorts of stuff. Like I don't want to get distracted with social media and TV. I want to read more books. Like that's an example of, traction. But I just love this idea of like distraction versus traction.
That's a good word of the year.
Traction?
Yeah. That's a good one.
It almost makes me think of like if you have like a bad back or you can end up like in traction. So it's got some negative connotations there too. But
that could be I've had mixed success in different years. Some years, do you do a word of the year? I can't remember.
I know. I sometimes would because other people like you would. And then I always like forgot my word or never really had a good word. I didn't stick with it.
I've had some years where it really worked. And I feel like I was like muttering my word to myself every day. And then I had some years where I kind of forgot after January what it was. But traction could be that'd be a good one. Just put it on a sticky note, put it on your computer, make it your phone background, that kind of thing.
Well, and even the like medical use of the word, right? When I was thinking of like your body being in traction, it is a medical method using pulling forces to align bones or relieve pressure. So it's like to align things or to relieve pressure. So even that use of traction is
aligned.
It's nice,
all
right?
You're
trying to relieve pressure. I like
it.
it. Don't you? It's a nice word.
One.
I sleep on that.
Okay.
So with that, one other thing on that one of setting a goal, never looking at it again, and just the idea of a commitment device and traction is don't be afraid to ask for help, right? So again, know yourself. If you know you're not good at this piece, ask for help. Ask a friend to help be your accountability partner on it.
Yeah.
Decide this is the year that you're going to hire a financial coach, right? Like whatever it might be, it's okay to get help and to ask for free help from friends or to potentially get some professional help. But I think you, again, like know yourself and know what's going to work for you and what won't work for you.
I think one of my biggest lessons and takeaways from 2025 is that talking to a professional live and in person is actually like amazing. And I think I've prided myself on I'm just going to like watch some YouTube videos and DIY and I can figure it out. And this year I just started taking private Pilates lessons.
Oh,
which is amazing.
Fancy.
I am kind of fancy. It's I'm not going to lie, it's like a luxury experience. You don't have to wipe down the machine at the end. They do it for you. And
then you go home and get in your sauna.
I know, right? Sauna. And the whole time she's like, do you want me to make you a tea or anything? Like, this is
I mean, if the tea's free, you'd be like, is that free? Does that come with a lesson? I would love a tea.
I mean, that's not what I like about it. I just think talking one-on-one versus being one of 15 people in the room or like watching a video or watching you're doing this wrong reels that like come across my feed. it's actually so nice to have someone look at your body and say,
Yeah.
this is what you're doing. I have met with a dietitian a few times, like all elder millennials. I'm on my protein journey.
Yeah.
And like actually talking to a professional for an hour was more helpful than all of the scrolling and reading and just trying to figure it out myself.
And it's kind of memorable too. Like it sticks
Yeah.
with you in a way. Like I've used a personal trainer for about 3 months, and I just finished in the past couple weeks, and I'm back to working out at home. And technically it was small group, so he was helping multiple people, but he was always one-on-one with me, but he'd like walk off after he could see that I could do something and go help some, sometimes there could be a couple other people when I was there, but oftentimes I was the only one there. And yes, he's watching my form. He knows my goals. It was a very like luxurious and nice, experience. And I learned a lot from it. And even though I'm not going to, if I still had a job, I might continue doing it. But to me, it felt like a very expensive luxury long term. And I learned a lot from it. And I'm taking those learnings into my thing. And I might go back, once or twice a year and do a month with him to do some check-ins and stuff. But like, I agree with you as my point. I think it can be, if you can afford something like that, it can be really helpful.
Yeah, exactly. It's so personalized, and it's not necessarily new knowledge, but it's again, it's like customized for you. And so I'm just, whether it's a friend or like hiring a coach or for a financial coach or financial professional or, health related goals, financial related goals, even just having someone sort of related, and then I'll bring it back, I promise. But like, even when I have been kind of looking around thinking like, oh, maybe I want to do a renovation, maybe I want to change this or change that, having one person come in and just talk to me live who actually has done this for 30 minutes is so much better than me falling down a rabbit hole of trying to read about it myself. This sounds so ridiculous, but I'm like, I have actually learned that professionals really know what's up.
That is like what the word professional means, I think. I don't know exactly what that word means.
Who knew?
I love to Google things. I wish I could show like everything I Googled during an episode. Someone skilled, educated, and ethical in a specific field who adheres to high standards, often requiring specialized training and belonging to associations, working for pay rather than just a hobby. So we are not professionals, let's be clear, Liz. Also embodying competence, seriousness, and integrity in their conduct.
Seriousness?
Also not
I guess
is seriousness a requirement?
I
mean, I could be serious. This is my serious voice, Liz.
Thank you.
Okay, so...
Oh, we've come to our last...
Oh, the other thing I was going to point out... Wait, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say we've come to our last thing, but not yet.
Almost. Well, almost.
Not yet.
On the this is going to be harder to find financially, though. There are some organizations that do provide free professional financial help, but on the health side, there are a lot of things where you can get free professional medical related help that is covered by your insurance. So
yeah, my protein coach, which is what I call a dietitian.
Yes. There's dietitians. Sometimes it's covered by your insurance. They actually advertise
almost
it. Like, mine's not. Mine wasn't. I tried. It was like Nourish. Did you do Nourish?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was not. But probably because I have ACA Marketplace insurance. It's not quite.
But the reason it's free is because of like a provision of the Affordable Care Act, in that it's basically considered like nutritional counseling, which is considered
I did it like 3 ways.
Care.
It's not covered on mine. I know.
I'm so curious.
You try it. I'll give you my insurance card. I want you to double check that.
I don't know.
Maybe it'll be on my HSA. That'd be funny if it's on that one, but it's not on my like
on your new high deductible plan.
Yeah, I have Aetna CVS, and it is not. And Aetna is the Aetna CVS plan is not.
I wonder if it's an in-network thing. Like maybe Nourish is an in-network.
Oh yeah, it could be that. They didn't get into why, but I actually had someone follow up with me and reconfirm that my insurance was not covered.
Because I would be surprised if they didn't cover it all. Again, I think it's
but my insurance did cover certain free therapists. So I mean, I'm just saying there are like remember that there are things where you can consult with professionals, and you can do it in a very
somebody else can pay for
way. Yeah, for free. Yeah, exactly. Okay, what's our final one? Bring us home, Liz.
Not all goals have to be... Not all goals.
Not. Just one not.
A mistake is that people think that their goals don't not need to not be different. Hang on. Here's what I actually want to say. not all goals need to be deprivation. I think especially
Dust yourself off and try again. Sorry.
I think especially when it comes to financial related goals, it's like, I gotta buckle down. I gotta spend less. I gotta stop spending money on this thing that I really like. And I gotta pay off my debt. And I gotta not have fun now. I'm gonna delay my gratification so I can retire and not have to eat cat food. And it's like, that is.
I think cat food's expensive, by the way. So I'm not sure I'd use, but keep going.
Okay. But you actually, both financial and non-financial, my goals always include things that I literally just know that I will enjoy if I put it on my list, and I need to remind myself to do it. For many years, one of my goals has been to wear more lipstick. And there are financial versions of that. Like, you might say, I want to shop more secondhand because I really love thrifting and I wish I made more time to do it and it saves me money. Or I want to spend more at businesses that you want to support, or more money doing things you really love. I set a goal for how much I want to spend on live performances every year. And that is a minimum. I want to spend at least $1,000 on live performances because I know that they make me so happy.
Remember you had a local coffee shop you wanted to spend more at?
I was trying to go there at least once a month because I love that coffee shop and I want them to be there forever.
We tried to get Andrew to spend more money. We tried to get Andrew's wife to spend more money on coffee. And we tried to get Andrew to spend more money in general. But yeah, and I feel like Haley and Justin from The Price Avocado Toast should probably sponsor this podcast. They're also good at this because they budget in very specific fun money, right? Haley budgets in for is it her nails or there's something she always budgets in.
I don't know. She's very pretty.
And
she's very well put together. Yeah.
Yeah, she looks nice.
Or do you follow Millennial Money Honey on Instagram?
No, but I like that.
I love that name. So
I might, but they're just not in my algorithm.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember off. I'm I don't know that I remember that word as much as I remember their little picture. Anyways, she has this thing called Spent with Intent. And so once a month.
I do follow her, by the way.
Okay. I figured as soon as I said Spent with Intent, you'd be like, oh, I know what that is. I remember. And she spends money on one thing every month and documents it and makes a list and posts every month of this was my spent with intent for January. And
I love that.
I bought myself this fancy blanket I wanted, or I got my hair done, or I, did whatever. And so you choose one thing for the month to go do it. My partner needs to work on this. I have been literally comes to me and is so I bought 3 books. And I'm that's fine. And okay, but I had a dream about it that it was not fine. And
is that a problem, right?
Yeah. And I'm you can buy as many books as you want, actually.
Good for you.
Go spend money on books. And so that is something that we have been working on.
Yeah. But I like the spirit of not all goals need to be deprivation, right? Your financial goals can include
things you want to do.
Fun things that make you happy and that bring joy to you, even amidst a very tight year, right? In your tightest year, you cannot fully deprive yourself of everything all the time. There's got to be some treats in there every now and then.
Yeah.
You got to treat yourself. Is that a song? We need a song here.
I don't know a song. Do TikTok sounds count as a song? The
sure.
clip from Parks and Rec where it's mimosas, treat yourself. Fine leather goods, treat yourself.
No, I like it. That counts. I don't remember what you're talking about, but I trust you. Oh yeah, it's yeah, I know who you're talking about now. Okay.
Anyways, yes, even if it's oh, I want to pay off this credit card, and once I do, then I'll treat myself.
Have a party.
That has to be nice things. You're allowed to have goals of things that you just want to do because they're fun.
But it should be, I'm always big on this too, in my opinion.
Okay.
It should be a reasonable thing, right? So you don't celebrate paying off your $10,000 in credit card debt.
Oh yeah.
By going into a new $10,000 car loan, right?
No.
It's it should all be relative, right?
Yeah,
in line with your financial goals. And
yeah.
I think sometimes it's not always necessary to clarify, but I think it's an important
Doesn't
point.
hurt. Doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt. It's one of the letters from SMART, Okay.
Treat. The T stands for treat.
The T stands for treat yourself.
I know. So to recap, I know we have a closing point, but do you remember in the early days you were here's the recap and the takeaways?
Yeah. We had top 3 takeaways. That was back on Friends of Fire.
Oh, really? It wasn't on.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Well,
on
on Friends of
Instagram?
Fire, I specifically always had top 3 takeaways.
Oh.
And I think with Inside Out Money, I like sort of started like the idea of a takeaway, but didn't stick. Wasn't very smart.
You know, the thing is it's been like an hour, so if you've forgotten,
you might have forgotten.
You might have forgotten already.
About.
But our advice is know where you're starting. Don't be too ambitious. Don't have too many goals. Don't have like one big goal that tries to do everything.
So don't have too many, but don't only have one.
Yeah, exactly.
So have something between one and too many. Let me clarify.
Super helpful advice from us here.
Yeah. Anywhere between one and too many is just the sweet spot.
Exactly. Don't choose goals that are far outside of your control. Don't set a goal and then never look at it again.
Look at your goals. You moved from positive to negative like halfway through this list.
Do you want me to start over?
No, I just was clarifying that for the right. You said you got to know where you're starting.
Yeah.
Don't set goals that are too ambitious.
That's true.
Set something between one and too many. Choose goals that are within your control. Yeah. Look at your goals, right?
Look at your goals. And then set goals that aren't deprivation.
Yeah. What's the 2 words that I'm always thinking about? Oh, an abundance mindset and a scarcity mindset. That was a really vague question.
What are the 2 words I'm always thinking about?
It was something about deprivation, and I was like, wait, there's another way to say this. An abundance mindset. Yeah. Greg. I do think about Greg and money a lot. And food. My kids.
Yeah.
And you.
And me.
Okay. I like it. Yeah. One little like closing point I want to leave people on.
I like
just
it.
Because we haven't had enough, you know.
I like
7A
it.
is I'm like, you know, I have a big crush on Ryan Holiday. He's written like the Stoic series.
Oh yeah.
And I just really like him. He's like anyways, he's a good person to like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a podcast, he's got books, he's got YouTube, he's got everything. But he did one of those many Instagram posts of advice for creating better habits in 2026. It's actually a really fantastic post. I'll put a link in the show notes to it. It's down there, Liz, if you want to look at it.
I like it.
And one of his was to accept mediocrity. Right. And we have entire episodes that are kind of on the concept of this, of like done is better than perfect, like, you know, just what can come from analysis paralysis. And so I think the idea of accepting this and focusing on small improvements over time is a good way to like wrap this up and a good point to leave you all on. And back to like small doesn't mean one, but small doesn't mean too many. Right? I'm just joking.
So basically,
the magic number is.
If you had to summarize our advice, it would be like set good goals, stop setting bad goals.
More than one, not too many though.
Not too many. Make them good, not bad. Make them like
and you're
kind of fun and not terrible. So helpful.
Some people probably wonder how I ever got to the point of early retirement. I sometimes wonder that myself.
I think that should feel encouraging. If Maggie can do it, anything can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kidding. I don't feel
that way.
Note, I don't feel that way.
You got any closing out songs you want to sing?
And
it's so hard to say goodbye. What were you about to sing? Always love you. My kids ask me to stop singing in the car like once a week. Oh. And they're not like, it's not the idea of singing. They're just like, you're really off key. Your energy is awkward. Like, because I just like go in too hard and it's like, it's just not, they don't like it.
I like it when you're
but I love
really selling parenthood.
Kids are so nice. They're very humbling.
They're good for you. Yeah, they're good for you.
They're good for you. Yeah.
They are.
On that note, we appreciate y'all listening to the first episode of the year. You know another really good goal to set?
Episode of the year.
Share this episode with a friend who you want to have some like accountability buddy relationships
Send it to
with
a
this
friend
year.
who sets like really stupid goals.
Yeah. Be like, you need this.
You need this.
And be like, it's an hour plus long, but if you hang in there, you might get something out of it.
It'll really improve your relationship.
You guys can make fun of us at some point. It'll be fun. You can bond over making fun of us.
Yeah.
Or you can decide you want to hang out with us. Either one.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, we need to set it. We should do another Inside Out Money meetup.
Oh, we will. Yeah. And we're going to be at Camp Fi this year.
Yeah.
We're going to be at one in the west on the Colorado. And then I'll be I'm going to be at the
in Florida.
Like this weekend, I'll be at one in Florida. Yeah.
That's so exciting.
January 9th to 12th. Yeah, I'm excited. I kind of forgot it was coming up. And I'm speaking exciting.
What are you going to talk about?
Oh gosh, don't ask me. It'll come up. It's going to happen between now and then.
Melissa,
I'll tell you once I finish it.
Traveling to wait, she's going to the same one you're going to, right?
Yeah, I'm riding with her. I just offered her a ride.
Oh.
And she was so sweet. She replied to me and was like, I've been working up the courage to ask you if I could ride with you. And I was like, oh my God, you're so cute. She was like, I was going to do it soon. And I was like, and I told her, I go, I don't want to carpool. I'm picky about who I'd carpool with because it's like a distance.
Is she sure she wants to carpool with you?
I think it's me and Greg, so I think she was excited.
Two people notoriously quiet and
are we notoriously quiet?
Oh, that was a joke.
Okay. I was like, what? Have you met us?
Yeah. I was sarcasm.
So she's carpooling with us. She's going to speak too. I
know. Yeah.
I nominated her to speak and she was like, I don't know what I have to say. And I was like, you have so many cool things to say.
Yeah.
I was like hyping her up of all the things. I was like, every single one of your reels is like a lovely story that you should. It's not too late. I think they're sold out. So technically it is too late, but I feel like we could sneak you in. If you decide to crash it. What are they going to do? What's Steven going to do?
If I just showed up, be like, I'll just share a bed with Maggie. We'll go.
He wouldn't do that. Most of the beds have like 3 rooms, like rooms, like like Greg and I will be in a room and there's like, because it's like a retreat center, it'll be like, there'll be like a queen bed and then a twin next to it.
Oh, so I'll just sleep in the twin bed next to you.
That's my point. Yeah. Or Greg can sleep in the twin and we'll sleep in the queen.
I am very tempted, but I don't think I can swing it. But I have major FOMO. I want to be in that carpool.
It's because you have a job. And if you would just quit the job, you'd be more available for stuff like this.
I know.
Okay, we were trying to wrap up this episode, but in addition to sharing this with a friend, you also could leave us our very first written podcast review of 2026. Wow. What if that was you? How fun would that be?
What if your review was the New Year baby?
How exciting would that be?
How exciting would that be?
And we would really appreciate it.
Do you have a goal for a number of podcasts? Reviews you want to have this year?
I don't, but let's set one. I'm going to see how many we have now.
Oh, you said you were going to tell me your financial goals for this year.
Oh, we don't have time for that, Liz.
Oh, no.
We're going to do that we're just way far over. And
okay,
I got to go eat something before I do.
You'll just have to tune in next
you'll just
week.
Have to, be
or the week after,
or like
maybe.
Or the
weeks, week after that.
By the end of January, because we're having trouble scheduling that one right now.
I know.
Okay, so far we have 286 reviews.
Whoa.
At a 4.9 rating.
That's amazing.
And there's a couple new reviews on here. Look at this one. This one says, it's from Seattle Lizzie, says, I really am enjoying this podcast. Maggie and the co-host cover a wonderful range of topics. I love the word wonderful. I regularly laugh out loud, especially on the episodes with Liz.
Oh, that's so nice.
And enjoy the thoughtful reminders about the meaning of money. Needs more Greg. Cowbell.
I agree with all of that.
I love it. So that's
I also laugh really hard at. I was listening to an episode last night, and I can't remember why, but I laughed out loud.
Okay. Anyways, there's 286, and like let's say I'm going to be realistic. This is going to be specific, measurable, attainable, I forgot what SMART stands for.
Realistic and time bound.
And time bound.
And treat
I want to
yourself.
say I'm being realistic. Treat yourself. I'm going to treat myself if we get to 400 reviews. I think we can actually get to 500.
Whoa. 500.
I think our most doubling it in 1 year sounds aggressive.
That does sound
mainly because I think our most passionate people who will take the time to go leave a review have already done so. Yeah. And so we can't make more of those. Well, I guess we could. But anyways, I think we should bring this home.
Are we still recording?
We're still recording. I think you could say You can
think we
subscribe
did.
in that one, and then we're out of here.
I think you should subscribe. You should leave us a review. If you have any thoughts or questions, you can leave a voicemail or send a text to 404-981-3370 or find us on Instagram. You can find Maggie at Inside Out Money. You can find me.
And you can find Liz at Liz Gets Loaded.
Yes, exactly.
You like that? Or in the twin bed in my room at Campfire. Either one.
I might go look at flights. We'll see. All right.
Okay.
We
Happy
love you
New
so
Year,
much.
Liz.
Happy New Year, Maggie.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Bye.
We love you. Bye.